the only dude on earth who's still like buying MP3s, so that makes sense to me that you would be up in the messages as well.
Okay, I don't support bootlegging.
Well, no, I mean, I pay for iTunes, so I just get to observe.
Well,
you're the only one with like an MP3 bank or something.
Well, because I did music for so long, I purchased the music,
right,
so that there can be enough money for the parties involved to divvy up.
I respect it.
Versus streaming, to where I get all the songs,
right,
and the artists get a couple pennies. I can't support
It's a donation. It's kind of amazing that even exists on iTunes, though, because it doesn't provide you any extra utility by paying for it, right?
Say that one more time.
Like, you don't get anything out of paying for it. You're just doing it solely because you think that this is something you want to support. You want to continue to give money to
I only buy things that I want to support.
Even though most of the money goes to the labels who you probably don't mostly want to support.
But I don't know where the money goes. I just know there's enough of it to be divvied up. If you have a contract that says you get a penny and the label gets $9.99, then so be it. That's not my business, but I did the right thing. In streaming, where's the right thing to be done?
I would argue that like streaming the music legally is just as right as purchasing it, since iTunes allows you both options.
I could argue that this is not a gate. I could argue that this wall is black. I could argue anything. You could argue anything you want. You could argue
that's not a strong argument, Joe.
I'm just saying you could argue anything, and that wouldn't mean much. Of course you could make that argument. I'm sure there's some people out there that would. That's not part of my belief system.
No, I respect it.
And I mean, could you really make that argument? Have you ever made a song?
No.
Then I don't want to hear what you have to say in that argument.
Oh, come on.
It's true.
That's a bad argument, too.
Maybe. If you don't have a kid, I don't want to hear what you think about raising kids.
That's probably fair.
Okay.
I don't think you have to be a musician to make sound decisions about how a marketplace of information should operate, though.
Not what I just said. You just changed exactly what I just said. I didn't say anything like that.
Okay.
I said you've never made a song.
Right.
So there's certain things I wouldn't expect you to understand, like the ideology of buying shit for the cost versus streaming it. That's it. It doesn't mean you don't understand any of it.
Right.
But there's some of it where if you were a musician, you might feel differently about it.
You being a musician sort of gives you a bit more of a license to have a opinion that doesn't necessarily make sense on this topic.
It just gives me a license to have another perspective.
No, I respect
one that you did not have because you didn't write a verse. That's it. It doesn't give me a badge to be greater than. It just means I tried something that maybe somebody else didn't.
If I was a whack failed rapper, don't you think that's like the only thing that people would want to talk about with me?